donations through @Jann-Scott in Venmo. Contributions go to pay for Zoom, and we make monthly donations to Boulder 1 AA and Boulder County AA. We spend about $250 a month. This group meets daily with the following formats. Monday, step meeting, 12 and 12, Mean Monday. Tuesday, Big Book, T-shirt Tuesday, AA inspired as preferred. Wednesday, as Bill sees it. Sunglass Wednesday. Thursday's beginners, steps 1, 2, or 3, or any beginner-related topic, and it's Dog Thursday. Friday's open, the chair picks the topic, and it's Cat Friday. Saturday, Living Sober, Virtual Background Day, and Sunday, Daily Reflections, Fashion Sunday. Please join me in the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. AA Preamble. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We're self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. There's a link to the Newcomers packet in chat. And with that, back to you, Jann, in the studio.
Hey, cool. Thank you. So today is we read from 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, this book right here. And what is this, Reginald? Is he here? The audio is weird. No, I know. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to read step 6 in the 12 by 12. So if Matt's going to put up a link to the 12 by 12, and then everybody's going to read a page. So it's step 6 on page 63 in your big book. You guys can turn your cameras on. So let's get started with that. Raise your hand and over to you, Ron. If you're a good reader, you want to read how long is this one? Step 6. Oh, it's not too long. Go ahead, Ron. I'll let you start.
I'm Ron, I'm alcoholic. Step 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. This is the step that separates the men from the boys. So declares a well-loved clergyman who happens to be one of AA's greatest friends. He goes on to explain that any person capable of enough willingness and honesty to try repeatedly step 6 on his own faults without any reservation whatever has indeed come a long way spiritually, and is thus therefore entitled to be called a man who is sincerely trying to grow in the image and likeness of his own Creator. Of course, the often disputed question of whether God can and will, under certain conditions, remove defects of character will be answered with a prompt affirmative by almost any AA member. To tell him this proposition will be no theory at all. It will be just about the largest fact in his life. He will usually offer his proof in a statement like this. Sure, I was beaten, absolutely licked. My own willpower just wouldn't work on alcohol. Change of scene, the best efforts of family, friends, doctors, and clergymen got no place with my alcoholism. I simply couldn't stop drinking, and no human being could seem to do the job for me. But when I became willing to clean house and then ask a higher power, God as I understood him, to give me release, my obsession to drink vanished. It was lifted right out of me.
All right. Okay, Lori, over to you.
Lori, I'm an alcoholic. This is page 64. In AA meetings all over the world, statements just like this are heard daily. It is plain for everybody to see that each sober AA member has been granted a release from this very obstinate and potentially fatal obsession. So in a very complete and literal way, all AAs have become entirely ready to have God remove the mania for alcohol from their lives. And God has proceeded to do exactly that. Having been granted a perfect release from alcoholism, why then shouldn't we be able to achieve by the same means a perfect release from every other difficulty or defect? This is a riddle of our existence, the full answer to which may be only in the mind of God. Nevertheless, at least a part of the answer to it is apparent to us. When men and women pour so much alcohol into themselves that they destroy their lives, they commit a most unnatural act. Defying their instinctive desire for self-preservation, they seem bent upon self-destruction. They work against their own deepest instincts, and they are humbled by the terrific beating administered by alcohol. The grace of God can enter them and expel their obsession. Here, their powerful instinct to live can cooperate fully with their Creator's desire to give them new life. For nature and God alike abhor suicide. But most of our other difficulties don't fall under such a category at all. Every normal person wants, for example, to eat, to reproduce, to be somebody in the society of his fellows. And he wishes to be reasonably safe and secure as he tries to attain these things. Indeed, God made him that way. He did not design man to destroy himself by alcohol, but he did give man instincts to help him to stay alive.
All right, good, thank you. Hey, you guys, raise your hand down here in reactions to read, and go ahead. Alexandra, you want to read next? Page 65.
Yeah, Alexandra, alcoholic, and I am reading it on the app, so give me one moment. Okay. It is nowhere evident that the Creator expects us to fully eliminate our instinctual drives. So far, as we know, it is nowhere on the record that God has completely removed from any human being all his natural drives. Since most of us are born with an abundance of natural desires, it isn't strange that we often let these far exceed their intended purpose. When they drive us blindly, or we willfully demand that they supply us with more satisfactions or pleasures than are possible or due us, that is the point at which we depart from the degree of perfection that God wishes for us here on earth. That is the measure of our character defects, or, if you wish, of our sins. If we ask, God will certainly forgive our derelictions, but in no case does he render us white as snow and keep us that way with our cooperation. That is something we are supposed to be willing to work toward ourselves. He asks only that we try as best we know how to make progress in the building of character. So step 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character, is AA's way of stating the best possible attitude one can take in order to make a beginning on this lifetime job. This does not mean that we expect all our character defects to be lifted out of us as the drive to drink was. A few of them may be, but with most of them we shall have to be content with patient improvement. The key words entirely ready underline the fact that we want to aim at the very best we know or can learn. How many of us have this degree of readiness? In an absolute sense, practically nobody has it. The best we can do, with all the honesty that we can summon, is to try to have it. Even then,
Okay,
sorry about
one
that.
right there. And Naaman, you're up.
Even then, the best of us will discover to our dismay that there is always a sticking point, a point at which we say, no, I can't give this up yet. And we shall often tread on even more dangerous ground when we cry, this I will never give up. Such is the power of our instincts to overreact to themselves. No matter how far we have progressed, desires will always be found which oppose the grace of God. Some who feel they have done well may dispute this. So let's try to think it through a little further. Practically everybody wishes to be rid of his most glaring and destructive handicaps. No one wants to be so proud that he is scored as a beggar, nor so greedy that he is labeled a thief. No one wants to commit the deadly sins of anger, lust, or gluttony. No one wants to be agonized by the chronic pain or envy, or to be paralyzed by sloth. Of course, Most human beings don't suffer these defects at these rock bottom levels. We who have escaped these extremes are apt to congratulate ourselves. Yet can we? After all, hasn't it been self-interest, pure and simple, that has enabled most of us to escape? Not much spiritual effort is involved in avoiding excesses, which will bring us punishment anyway. But when we face up to the less violent aspects of these very same defects, then where do we stand? What we must recognize now is that we exalt in some of our defects. We really love them. Who, for example, doesn't like to feel just a little superior to the next fellow, or even quite a lot superior? Isn't it true that we like to let greed masquerade as ambition pass?
Okay, over to Rebecca. She's next.
Hi, Rebecca, alcoholic. To think of liking lust seems impossible, but how many men and women speak love with their lips and believe what they say so that they can hide lust in a dark corner of their minds? And even while staying within conventional bounds, many people have to admit that their imaginary sex excursions are apt to be all dressed up as dreams of romance. Self-righteous anger also can be very enjoyable. In a perverse way, we can actually take satisfaction from the fact that many people annoy us, for it brings a comfortable feeling of superiority. Gossip barbed with our anger, a polite form of murder by character assassination, has its satisfaction for us too. Here we are not trying to help those we criticize. We are trying to proclaim our own righteousness. When gluttony is less than ruinous, we have a milder word for that too. We call it taking our comfort. We live in a world riddled with envy. To a greater or lesser degree, everybody's infected with it. From this defect, we must surely get a warped yet definite satisfaction. Else, why would we consume such great amounts of time wishing for what we have not? Such great amounts of time wishing for what we have not rather than working for it, or angrily looking for attributes we shall never have, instead of adjusting to the fact and accepting it. And how often we work hard with no better motive than to be secure and slothful later on. Only we call that retiring. Consider too our talents for procrastination, which is really sloth in 5 syllables. Nearly anyone could submit a good list of such defects as these, and few of us could seriously think of giving them up, at least until they cause us excessive misery.
Frosty, snowman, one jolly happy soul. With a corn cob pipe and button nose, and lies laid down cold.
So, little musical interlude here in the middle of the 6th step helps keep people from killing themselves. Or maybe this is Willie Nelson. You ever hear of him there?
There must have been some magic in.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you read there. I'll turn it down. Oh, Jeff, you have to unmute yourself, sir.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Okay, good. Jeff Alcoholic, page 67, 12 and 12. Some people, of course, may conclude that they are indeed ready to have all these defects taken from them. But even these people, if they construct a list of still milder defects, will be obliged to admit that they prefer to hang on to some of them. Therefore, it seems plain that few of us can quickly or easily become ready to aim at spiritual and moral perfection. We want to settle for only as much perfection as will get us by in life, according, of course, to our various and sundry ideas of what will get us by. So the difference between the boys and the men is the difference between striving for a self-determined objective and for the perfect objective of the perfect objective is of God. Many of us will at once ask, how can we accept the entire implication of step 6? Why? That is perfection. This sounds like a hard question, but practically speaking, it isn't. Only step one, where we made the 100% admission that we were powerless over alcohol, can be practiced with absolute perfection. The remaining 11 steps state perfect ideals. They are goals towards which we look and the measuring sticks by which we estimate our progress. Seen in this light, step 6 is still difficult, but not at all impossible. The only urgent thing is that we make a beginning and keep trying. If we would gain any real advantage in the use of this step on problems other than alcohol, we shall need to make a brand new venture into open-mindedness. We shall need to raise our eyes toward perfection and be ready to walk in that direction. It will seldom matter how haltingly we walk. The only question will be, are we ready? Looking again at these defects we are still unwilling to give up, we ought to erase the hard and fast lines that we have drawn. Perhaps we shall be obliged in some cases to say, this I cannot give up yet. But we shall not say to ourselves, this I will never give up. Let's dispose of what appears to be a hazardous open end we have left. It is suggested that we ought to become entirely willing to aim at toward perfection. We note that some delay, however, might be pardoned. That word in the mind of a rationalizing alcoholic could certainly be given a long-term meaning. He could say, how very easy. Sure, I'll head toward perfection, but I'm certainly not going to hurry any. Maybe I can postpone dealing with some of my problems indefinitely. Of course, this won't do. Such a bluffing of oneself will have to go the way of many other another pleasant rationalization.
Hey,
At
Jeff,
the
where are
very
you
least,
now?
go ahead.
Where are you now? What
Oh,
page?
I'm on page 69, the next to the last paragraph.
Oh, you read the whole thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, so go ahead. So, but,
No, go
some of
right
this-
ahead. Just read the whole last paragraph.
Okay. Maybe I can postpone dealing with some of my problems indefinitely. Of course, this won't do. Such a bluffing of oneself will have to go the way of many another pleasant rationalization. At the very least, we shall have to come to grips with some of our worst character defects and take action toward their removal as quickly as we can. The moment we say no, never, our minds close against the grace of God. Delay is dangerous, and rebellion may be fatal. That is the exact point at which we abandon limited objectives and move towards God's will for us. Jeff Alcoholic, thank you for letting me read that, Jim.
Well, Jeff, so do you want to just give a little explanation on what you just read there? Go right
Yes,
ahead.
yes. Jeff Alcoholic, yes. As a matter of fact, I was reading it and I was kind of up on things. So I think it was Lori read till it got to page 64, and where it talks about we've done the alcohol thing perfectly. Are we supposed to do everything else perfectly? Hey, why not? If we did that one, and we're told no, this is a process. Step one is 100%. The rest of it, you work on, and it goes on to I love the way it says, yes, we can give these things up, and yes, we must give them up as much as we can, and God, if God removed alcohol, which seemed like a total impossibility by doing what we're supposed to be doing here, then it's quite possible that a lot of the other things that we should give up, will be able to be given up if we look to God. And God, I guess, kind of keeps score as to what we're actually going to be successful with or not. Wonderful. But, it brought me right into it. It's like I read it for the first time, some of that, because this is the renewal. Thank you, Jann.
Well, listen, go back through each page there. What really stood out for you? Just don't stop now. Keep going. Want to hear from you, Jeff.
Okay. The first page, I had to be reminded that I was licked. There was no other way that I was going to do this. It enumerates that. Change of scene never worked for me. Clergymen, meditation, doctors. I didn't have to see doctors about it, but I wouldn't have anyway. Only this program and working through the higher power or letting his power take it from me works. That's the only thing. The only thing. That's the main thing. And then it goes on to, we've been so. Let's not talk about instincts for living, guys. I need more because we already done a pretty good job of almost killing ourselves by putting as much liquor into us as we could. So let's not talk about what you know what you're going to deprive me of in the future if I let some of these defects go. And that's it. Just tells us that every way we've worked, like self-righteous anger and every other thing we did, is not going to work. We got to open up to this, everything this step has to offer us. Thank you, Jan. Yeah.
How about page 64?
Page 64. Yeah, that was the one that initially grabbed me. We dealt with a fatal obsession that only God could lift, and no other thing would have done it. You know, they talk about all the change of scene and everything like this. It worked, okay, and so you know,
Yep.
we're a basket case when we come in here, and we just got to work with these steps and take their guidelines and then put our effort in.
Anything on page 65?
Page 65. Yeah, it talks about we have drives, some good, you know, many of which have to do with staying alive and you know and doing the best of our lives. However, we tend to, as alcoholics, put these way out of proportion. Less where it should have been more where it should have been less, somewhere it should never have been at all, and we got to look to God to have Him work with Him to remove these.
66.
66. Don't try and argue with the program. Yeah, there's some points. There's an answer for every argument we had. Oh, this I must never give it up. Well, you might think of it. You might really want to think about giving it up. I can't give it up yet, and they make the point. Okay, never say that. Excuse me. If if you have to say it, yes, say it, but never say never. That's what the main thing on that page. Never say never.
Yeah, like I will never make amends to that person.
Never.
That's a mistake.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
Okay, page 67.
67.
Yeah, righteous anger.
Let's
all
not
that.
make excuses for some of the things some of our instincts, which we let run amok. Let's understand they're there. We'll deal with them. Let's not make excuses. Well, I need to lose weight, so I'm going to go on a binge for the next 3 months, and then I'll lose weight. Or I need to start exercising. So come August, after August is over with the heat, that's 7 months away. I'll start sloth and all the other things that seem to be, very hold us back, or as it says, even be ruinous.
Yeah, and he talks about self-righteous anger. You know, some of us will I'm angry and I deserve to be angry. You know, a lot of times you'll go to therapy and they'll say, well, get that anger out. But for the alcoholic, it's dangerous to act on, anger all the time, blowing up at work, blowing up at home. How do we reel that in? And there is a way to do it through 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, especially. It's good that we have 12 steps because we have a lot of work to do to undo a lot of the things that we've done. Yeah. So step 6 in the 12 by 12. Now everybody mark step 7 in the 12 by 12 for next week. And I'm going to put the flap in right here. See this? Look at that, Rebecca. I've got my flap in right there. So we'll remember.
I put mine in too. No, I don't have a flap.
Yeah, you don't have
I don't have a
one.
flap.
Or sometimes we'll use like a business card from the one of the church people that came over with the Bible over the weekend. Put that in there. And Brenda Lee. It's Christmas. Is it loud enough for you there, Rebecca? Yes, good. It's the one time of the year when I can be really annoying. Yeah. Everybody sing. Giddy up.
Jingle
Around the
around
clock.
jingle
All
around.
right, there we go. All right, so anyway, let's see, what are we going to do now? We could sing more Christmas songs, or we could maybe go around the room. Um, uh, this is very exciting. Let's see how everybody's doing here. So let's check in with Catherine. Hey, Catherine, how are you in Kenya? Did we give you an assignment the last time you were here or not?
No, the last time I was here, I got no assignment. What you told me is to come back for 5 consecutive meetings.
Yeah,
But right now in Kenya, when you start our meet, when you start your meeting, I guess in the USA, in Kenya, it's right now it's 2:37. So when we start our meeting, it's 2 in the AM.
is it
So sometimes
2:37 in the morning?
right now, yes. So when the meeting starts, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning,
So
wow.
So what I did anyway, listen, I know like when I was drinking, I was out
Yep,
more past that time. So I guess it's going to take some sacrifice because the thing I remember you said when I came last time for the meeting is that you shall sponsor and you shall take like like a
that's
child
right.
through
We
the
do
care.
everything here. This is a
Yes,
one-stop shop. You get it all here.
yes. So I'm just going to be putting an alarm. I wake up at maybe 1:45, 1:30,
Listen,
and I come for the
you have 10 days sober. Excellent job. Good way to go. Hey, do you have an AA big book?
I use online. I use an online
Oh,
book,
online.
but it
Okay.
doesn't.
Read, hey, do me a favor. For the next time you come, read the
Yeah.
preface, read the preface and the four forewords. The preface and the forward to the first edition, forward to the second, forward to the third, forward to the fourth edition, and write 5 takeaways, 5 things that you get out of it. Okay. For the next time we see you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
Are you going to
Thank
have a, do
you.
you have a Christmas? Are you having a Christmas tree in Kenya?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's good. All right.
And then,
Love I love your hair. A lot of the American girls copy your hairstyle. So that's it. All right.
thank you.
Glad
Okay.
you're here. 100%. Yes, keep coming. Remember, no drinking. What? Oh, let's see. Speaking of that, let's talk with where is she? She was just here. Oh, no. Did she leave already? No, Alexandra, there you are. Hi. So how are you doing? Um, you're five days sober. You had a
uh,
drink of wine, huh?
no, I'm 83 days sober this time. Um, Prior to that, I had a little over 4 months. So I've, been drinking since I was 16, trying to, just do this revolving door.
How
But
old are you now? You're 17?
no, I'm 36.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If alcohol has preserved you, wait a second. You wrote to me here and said, well, what happens? Oh, you said something about having out a slip of wine or something. No, was that you?
No,
Oh, that
no,
was something.
this the first time I've been on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
83 days, you're in Oklahoma. Good. You've been to AA before?
Yes. So the last time before this last relapse, I was very heavily into it. I did Beyond the 90 and 90. I got a sponsor right away. I got a home group. I was of service. Met a guy and kind of took off and ended up relapsing 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Wait a
Been
minute. You
quite
met a guy that did you like run away from home or what?
That's exactly what I did. And I'd hate to say this, but it was not the first nor the second time. So, yeah, I'm just like a repeat offender and
Oh, my God.
back at it. And I know I need my spirituality back. And to be in these rooms is.
Well, I'm glad you're saying that, and you're fessing up to it, because a lot of times people don't fess up to it, and then they're in the blame game. If it wasn't for this person or that person, I wouldn't have gotten drunk. At least you're saying, I'm a serial romance person. So this meeting is perfect for you because you can't run away with anybody in here. Why? Because we're all on Zoom.
That's perfect.
You know,
That's
it's like the
perfect.
Brady Bunch, and
Well,
we're all
I
good.
am still with him, so it's not, it's not a total loss, but I definitely put
Yeah.
AAA way over to the
I
side.
have a question for you. So is he sober?
He's not an alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
So and he does not understand this whatsoever. So that's like a whole nother meeting, I guess.
Oh, yeah, a whole other meeting for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
anyways, look, glad you're here. Come for
Thanks.
5 days in a row,
Absolutely.
and 5 days in a row, and see how you like it. And here we sponsor you. We give reading assignments. We give writing assignments. We'll take you through the entire program. Um, this is Newcomer Slipper Step Workshop. This is the place where the program is actualized. Everything comes into being here. This is where it all happens. This is the best AA meeting in the world. Let's go to Ron. Speaking of best AA meeting in the world, how are you doing, Ron? And how are you enjoying today's meeting?
I'm Ron, I'm alcoholic. No, I'm enjoying it very much.
Do you know Brenda?
Do I know who?
Brenda? She was singing the song here a little bit ago.
Oh, Brenda Lee. No, actually, watched the PBS special about her.
Yeah.
She is a very humble person. It's outside issue.
Oh, well, we think we should change the name of this meeting to Outside Issue AA.
Well, that's what I was saying. You're the leader. You can do what you want to in here, I guess.
You know, Ron, it's Christmas. There it is. Put on my hat. I have some lights here somewhere. Let's see. Do you have a Christmas tree up at your house, Ron?
Yes, I do.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Well, I am the Christmas tree. And did you have something you wanted to say? I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's only an AA meeting. Go right ahead.
no, you asked me, was I enjoying the meeting? Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I always get something when we read and share.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, we're making our way through this book.
No, we are.
Every single Monday, bam, we read a whole chapter. And the sixth step is the toughest darn step. I don't think the writings in Alcoholics Anonymous do justice to what exactly has to happen. Jeff was kind of talking about that. There is a great deal of work that has to happen on the inside of us to turn this giant ship around. It's like a giant ocean liner, and we're like the it's like a cruise ship, headed off the edge of the earth, and all of us are members of AA in this cruise, and we got to turn her around, head back up toward the equator. What are you
Well,
working on?
my thinking has been messed up for a long time. So to think that it's going to be turned around quickly is unrealistic expectation, especially for an alcoholic like me. But
You're working. You're
I've
working
got
very
written
hard.
down in here, there
Yes,
will always
he's
be
working hard.
issues that require me getting God involved to help me.
You're working very hard, aren't you? How are you doing?
I was struggling a little bit yesterday and today. Well, I wrote my list of person that I owe amends, and I guess ruminating in my mind that I got to do it perfect
You don't have to do it perfect. You just have
oh
to pray
no.
about it. Yeah, and you just have to give it a try. But you're working hard. Try not to crack yourself.
Well, no,
While you're.
I'm trying to, but I'm also not trying
Yeah,
to bullshit anybody either.
I know it's Well, we have Joe. Joe does that. She's like she's the group bullshitter. I like her a lot. So if you're looking for like, you know,
No. I had a disclaimer that I didn't do the admins when I was sick because I knew they'd be all bullshit whiny crap.
that's exactly. Hey, listen, took decades to do any of this stuff. I'm like, Mister, put it off till next fucking century.
Well, let me just say, if you're doing it, you find yourself saying, hey, I know I did this, but it was because you did this and you did this, you did this. That's not the state of mind to be doing the letters.
No, I think you're right.
You gotta get yourself clear and actually acknowledge what you did wrong and
in the
not
ninth step,
put it
yeah.
on. In this case, it's my ex-husband, and I'm not even going to read him the letter.
Yeah,
But
we won't even talk about him. Hey,
yeah.
I have a question. What do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Me?
Yeah.
Silent Night. You'll never hear me do it, but I can sing it if I practice.
Do you have another one that's a little upbeat?
Yeah, Barbara Streisand's Jingle Bells.
I think we already did that. Okay.
No, you didn't, but it's okay.
We did Jingle Bell Rock. Okay.
I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That one's fine. Okay. Moving along here over to Naaman. Naaman, what are you working on today? How are you? 6th step. That's tough. That's quite a step.
Yeah, Naaman, thankful to be a recovering alcoholic. I've been working on my list, but I get like what Joe is saying. It's kind of got to get in the right mindset for it. So I've been trying to come up with my list and figure out like, did they do that to me, or did I do that to them, or what did I do? Then I asked a few people like how I might have offended them, and then I got a couple different responses that weren't so helpful at this point yet. And then just trying to do that, that connection with God, and turning that defective thinking around. Obviously, asking to remove those defects of character, and trying to realize like how far into the progression of it, like I got like the procrastination thing got pretty, was pretty evident, where some of this stuff I didn't really relate with. But like you said, that big freight, that big old moving that ship around.
You're working on your 9th step list, your 8th step list. That's excellent. So this is a good time of the year to be doing it. Take it easy on their school. One of my favorite movies is that movie where they blow up the Yakamoto building in Los Angeles. What's it
Die
called?
Hard. Die Hard.
What's that?
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yeah, that was.
Yippee-ki-yay.
I may watch Die Hard 2 tonight. That looks like the Yokohama building behind you there. So, okay, JT, what are you working with?
I'm just doing the daily planning my days, morning meditation, step 10. I'm not doing a very good, frankly, at the evening reflection. I need to work on that better. And that's basically the focus right now.
You can do that in the morning if you miss it, or it could be like going to sleep asking God to take over your life and protect you for the night. Often a good one.
Aren't you gonna ask me my favorite Christmas song?
This is?
Good King Wenceslas.
This has to be the Count Basie band. It sounds like it. Does it sound like Count Basie to you?
When we finally kiss goodnight,
We're losing people slowly but surely. The meeting's down to 17. We used to have 40. Okay. Well, I'll look for the song that you like. Maybe we'll play it tomorrow. Let's see, Joe, Lori, how about you? What are you working on, kid?
I'm adding a little bit to my list of people that I need to make amends to. Most of mine are gonna have to be living amends. Nobody's angry with me right now. So it's more of I've gotta be there for them. And I wasn't when I was drinking. And I did not help them. So anyway, that's what I'm focusing on, is how I'm gonna make amends to each of these people.
Okay. Lisa in Pennsylvania, how are you liking today's meeting? Did we already talk yet, or probably not?
I'm loving it. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. If you think you might like it, come every day for 5 days, and we'll put you to work. See how you like it. Ryan in Johnstown. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? And what are you working on now? 1.8 weeks. I love this season. First time we had anybody in there, and you just do days. It's called counting days rather than points. Are you there, Ryan, or are you like, did you fall asleep? Or are you out in the woodshed? Chopping wood. Johnstown, that's right. You're up north of me. But it's not snowing yet either. Ryan has fallen asleep. Whenever he gets back. Sam, what the hell? Sam finally showed up. What happened to you, Sam? I'll be there at quarter of,
Hey,
boss.
Jan. Yeah, no,
Two and
I
a
set
half
an
hours
alarm, man.
later.
Literally.
What?
No, I set an alarm. As you know, I had surgery and I've been having trouble sleeping at night
Oh,
and
I'm
set an
sorry.
alarm at
Okay.
work. So no excuse. No
No,
excuse.
no,
I
no, it's
really
okay.
wanted to be here.
I get it.
Wanted to
I've
be
had
here.
surgery and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I will try harder to be more of service to the group.
No, you're doing good. So how are you feeling there with your operation and recovery?
The pain
Getting
has
any better?
increased, so not fun, but I'm still, I just started PT a few days ago. I'm moving around more often, and that's definitely a relief to just being mobile.
You're not abusing the drugs and you're not drinking.
Oh no, my wife has the drugs in her hands, so
Yeah.
she's keeping me away from them. And no, I'm not drinking. I cannot attain alcohol because I can't go anywhere.
Do you
So,
notice that you don't have any urge to use or drink?
yeah, that's the beauty of it. But I
It's
think
gone, right?
it is gone. It is gone.
Yeah.
That's the best part. But
Yeah. That's what I noticed when I had some surgeries and I was like stuck in the
yeah,
house for a year. I
yeah,
just didn't want to get high or wasted. I thought, well, the program's working. And
yeah.
that's it working right there. All right.
True.
Let's talk
Thank
with
you.
Stacy. Hi, Stacy. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Are
Stacy,
you
alcoholic.
working? Are you out in the big truck today or what?
Nope, I am home.
Okay.
I'm actually working from home the rest of the week because my boss is cool.
Do you work on Christmas Day?
No,
But aren't they, they're
nope.
driving on Christmas Day, aren't they?
No, we do regional
Oh, I see.
here and
Okay.
the customer's shutting down, so we're shutting down too.
Okay. Glad you're here and you're doing good, right? Excellent.
Yeah.
Talk to Sam. Did we talk to Lisa in Pennsylvania? We did talk to her. Okay. And okay, did we talk to Jeff in South Beach a little bit? But I didn't ask Jeff how he's doing. Jeff, what are you working on?
I'm working on the 11th and 12th. I think it's 86 to 88. I'm going to retire at night and upon awakening, reviewing my day and then being grateful for at the on retiring what God brought me through. And one thing that I'm getting out of it today too is, when we come in, I don't think we think that God's going to remove the compulsion to drink. Then we find that He does. And but at that point, we don't know how much more work we're going to have to do. I think if we could have the insight to know, we might walk out the door again.
We
But
think
we
it's all
don't.
done.
We think it's yes, right. So what happens is, as we go along, we see this other work coming up. We say, well, gee, sound like a lot of work. But hey, something? If you could take that power to drink, the desire to drink away from me, you can do anything. And that's what we get into. We just kind of ease into it. But if they gave us a crystal ball, and I was getting that today. I never had this feeling before. They gave me a crystal ball as soon as the compulsion lifted and said, okay, now you got to do this, a long road ahead, I might, but it catches, we'll let ease into it. And it's all of a sudden we realize how much we want to, because it's kind of like that first thing. We don't want to go, we don't go out again and drink. Yeah. But I have to keep renewing on this and
I
notice
know,
that.
I love it. And now, of course, it's getting to be Christmas time down in South Beach. The tourists are really going to pile in over.
Oh, you
over
can hear.
this.
I have the window shut down. Yes, right. Yes,
You can hear
and
them.
drinking and drugging and sex capital of the world and everything like this. Everything and everything. It's
Did you
okay.
say sex?
I don't have to get involved.
Not
I don't
that.
listen.
Okay, Rebecca, how are you? And thanks, Jeff.
Okay.
You're all right. Right.
Hi, Rebecca Alcoholic. What's your question?
Well, what are you working on?
I am working on 10/5. I wrote it out. We were discussing, the reading step 6 and 7, kind of the forgotten steps in the big book. So I read Drop the Rock a lot. 6 and 7 is really critical for me. So I'm having a problem with a little bit of 11, meditation. So instead of meditation, what I do is sleep. I've been having trouble falling asleep. So I took
Do you turn on music to sleep by?
I do, but I'll sleep for maybe 4 hours. But the rain, I love the rain. And I fall
And
asleep.
there's the bells. You can turn on a meditation bell, which is like the Buddhist bell. You hit it and it goes dong, and that'll zone you right out to sleep too. Have you tried that?
No, because Father was talking about the other day that he does it. Well, I don't have to do it how he does it, but he
Meditation
does it
bell.
right. Meditation bell.
Hang on here for a minute. Let me see if I got one.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Wait a minute. Just a sec. Let's see. Meditation bell. Saying meditation bill. I don't know what guy's name. No, these are excellent to sleep by. Here it is. I know what he was talking about, but I've been to his things where he actually plays them. Here it goes. Here we are. Well, that's a little jarring, but you can find different ones on YouTube. And I usually lay the phone down by, you're laughing at, Ron. I lay the phone down by my pillow, and if it has a lower tone, you can go to sleep with it. It works out pretty good. This one, he's going a little too much. Let's see. Let's try this one. This one here is, wait a second. Here we go. Stop it. All right. Ron's laughing at me. I know I asked for it. Okay. Music. Here we go. Oh, here's one here. This is music to sleep by. We were playing this earlier. Had the cleaner was over here working on the house today, and I think we have see if I have this properly. Well, maybe not. Can you sleep to this music here? Hang on for a minute. All right, there it is. Here we go.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Oh yeah.
We were
Dancing
my cleaner is Mexican, so he doesn't speak much music. I started playing this. He started working faster, so that was really good. I pay him by the hour. So this is exciting. No, you can't sleep to that. Phew, I'm mad, but you can sing to it.
Anyway, I slept most of the day.
Yeah.
So,
then we have music to sleep by. Yeah, I think that whole thing with sleep. Hey, Jeff, how about your sleep? Do you sleep pretty okay?
Yes, Jeff Alcoholic. I do. Well, it's not, I don't have the best sleep habit because I got this thing where I like to push myself and I fall asleep a lot with my laptop, like on my lap. I'm studying. Now I don't recommend that for anybody, but if you absent
Sitting
that,
up, or are you in bed when you do it, or what?
I sit up when I'm in bed. Yeah, I don't fall out of the chair. So I sit up when I sit up in bed. I say, well, I'm
Do you
day's
have
over.
one of those beds that rise?
No, I don't. But I can, no, I sit up
No.
straight. It's a platform bed. I lean against the wall,
Yeah,
you know. But then I fall asleep and I might
yeah.
get up once and then the beauty is I fall right back asleep again. If I go up, get a glass of water or something, I fall asleep. And I still get up
Let's
about 5:30.
let's ask JT. JT, what's your favorite? You said your favorite Christmas song is what now?
Good King Wenceslas.
Okay, is that German?
No, he's actually a real saint, Duke of Bohemia. Good.
How do you spell this? I'm looking it up.
W-E-N. Now I gotta look it up. Wenceslas. If you type Good King, Wenceslas, a real saint, one of the few monarchs of Europe like Saint Louis that was a king or a duke and a saint, and it's a really cool song. It's got a great lyrics to it. It's for St. Stephen's Day, the day after Christmas.
Okay, tomorrow. Matt, you want to read the promises?
Yep.
We'll get out of this meeting before it crashes and burns. Hey, Daryl, good to see you too.
These are the promises, page 83 of the big book. If we're painstaking about this phase of our development, we'll be amazed before we are halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We'll not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We'll comprehend the word serenity and we'll know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We'll lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We'll intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We'll suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They're being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They'll always materialize if we work for them.
Thank you. Here comes the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, as usual, if anybody has any questions about this meeting, or about AA in general, you can ask away. Alexandra, if you think you like this, just come for 5 days. We'll put you to work. This actually is a real class, a real workshop, and we get to a lot of work in here. And you guys can unmute yourself if you have any questions, Alexandra. But
I was just gonna basically ask, and you kind of already answered. So show up for 5 days, and then you'll put me to
we'll
work.
put you to work. We'll give you a
Perfect.
reading assignment,
Okay.
writing assignment, every day, and we'll take you through the whole program in about a month and a half. And yeah, I mean, this is a real regular workshop.
Cool.
The only one like it in the world too. So
All right. Sounds great. Well, thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.
yeah, okay,
All right.
no problem.
Bye.
Just show up.
Will do. I'll see you guys.